Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 386, Plane. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
I just needed to let that hang there for a minute.
Nope, I get it.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
I don't know what it is, but every time I see or hear the title of that movie, it makes me laugh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is... There is a pantheon of generic film titles. The Dilemma
Okay.
is the one that always comes to mind.
I don't even know that one.
I think it's a comedy.
Okay.
Maybe stars Jason Bateman.
Sounds plausible.
And I believe he has a dilemma.
It's all tracking.
Yeah. Every movie has a dilemma, folks. Yeah, Plane. Very, very generic.
Is this now the Zeus of the Pantheon?
It might be.
Well, at least until Ship comes out.
You know what? I still think Ship is a little more specific than Plane. We had this conversation before we recorded. The movie was not called Passenger Jet. It was called Plane.
Yep.
And not all boats are ships.
It's true.
But I think you could say all ships are boats.
Sure, yeah.
So it should be called boat.
I mean, at the same time, we don't know what kind of ship. Could be a space ship.
That's true.
Could be Mike Coulter in space.
If it was a fucking spaceship, that would be incredible. So I've never seen a Rambo movie.
All right.
But I imagine Mike Coulter's character becoming a Rambo-esque character
I could see that.
in the jungle on whatever island this is.
Yeah, I could see that.
Teaming up with the brave Taliban soldiers.
Yeah. Just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it with his big sack of money.
Sure.
Where's he going to spend that money?
Probably to buy his way onto that ship.
Oh, that makes sense. Shit, you got me there. We've jumped way ahead.
Yes, we have.
Plane. We are putting the ship before the plane. Do you like Gerard Butler?
You know what? I kind of do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of his movies. I don't have anything against him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think sometimes he doesn't make some great choices.
Yeah.
But he does the best that he can with those choices.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
You know, even going as far back as Dracula 2000.
Okay. Interesting.
Where he is 1,000% unrecognizable.
What year did that come out? Was it 2000? I didn't know if it was, in the mid-90s, set in the future.
Maybe 99 is when it
Okay.
came out. So, but right around there.
They got it in just
in
before, in case everything went down. They were like, the people need to see this.
Yep.
Okay. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I've seen 300.
Sure. It's probably the one that I don't care for the most.
Okay. I mean, he's doing a lot in that.
Yeah,
Most of it screaming.
sure. I think his abs are also doing like a lot of the heavy lifting.
They're doing a lot of crunching in that movie.
Yep.
I feel like that might be the only other Gerard Butler movie I've ever seen, though.
All right. None of the Has Fallen series.
Nope.
I've seen Olympus and London,
Okay.
and I think they're really enjoyable.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they keep making them, so people must like them.
Yeah, I mean, they did 3 of them.
Okay.
I never saw the 3rd one. Just
Is the 3rd one Paris?
it's called Angel Has Fallen.
Angel Has Fallen. Okay.
Which is his code name in the other movies.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Why did I think there's one that's Paris? Am I thinking of Paris is Burning? Maybe that's a movie? I don't know.
That is a movie. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, no, I thought he was in Forget Paris, but that was Billy Crystal. Never mind. My mistake. Classic rom-com with Gerard Butler and Deborah Winger.
Sure. Paris Je t'aime?
Yes. That's Paris Je t'aime, thank you.
I'm sorry.
I know he was the Phantom in the film version of Phantom of the Opera.
Yep, which I never saw.
Which is very interesting to me. Kind of want to watch that.
I've heard it's not great.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But then again, I've heard the musical itself is not that great.
Yeah, it's got some decent songs.
You know,
the Condor Man song, for instance.
Sure, right? Yeah, like I said, it's probably the most I've heard from that.
Yeah.
It's your rendition.
I think you're covered. There's a phantom who haunts the opera. He's sad.
Yeah, I've seen other iterations of Phantom of the Opera, just not the musical one.
Fair enough.
The AWL. ALW?
ALW, yeah.
A&W.
A&W root beer. Lord Root Beer himself. Plane. Oh, you know what? Not enough plane in this movie.
There really isn't.
It starts on a plane and it ends on a plane. But there's a whole big stretch in the middle where they're not on the plane.
They are not. I mean, we see the plane.
We do. There are a lot of shots, loving shots of the plane.
Yep.
It made me wonder if the producers were like, we have access to a plane.
Right.
Let's make a movie about it. And then went from there.
I mean, A, probably. But B, I'm also guessing placeholder title that they just could not think of a better one.
I was trying to think of a better one, honestly, while we were watching the movie. And I don't know what you title it that's also not just super generic.
Right. Or just really, like, austere.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
That would just confuse everybody.
Flight 119.
Right.
No.
Nope. Yeah.
Trailblazer.
Yeah. No. Yeah, calling it like Flight 199 would just... There are so many other movies called Flight something.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, hate to say it, maybe plane was the best route.
It might be.
It certainly made it kind of memorable for as generic as it is.
It's true. When you told me you wanted to watch Plane, I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yep.
Sometimes simplest is best.
Yeah.
The title reminds me of another airplane-based movie with a pretty simple title.
Airplane?
Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, okay. Never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Okay.
It wasn't good. Also a pretty long sequence that doesn't take place on the plane.
Oh, okay.
Which is disappointing.
Sure. Are there snakes, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
There's so many fucking snakes. You will have had it with those motherfucking snakes on that motherfucking plane. Yeah, so Gerard Butler is the pilot of this plane. It is New Year's Eve.
Yes.
This is important, not in the least.
Yeah, not really.
Other than to give the movie a sense of time, I guess.
Yeah, I guess some amount of minor stakes.
I guess it could be an explanation for why there are so few passengers on the plane.
Right. And just sort of a sense of everybody just wants to go home to celebrate.
Yeah.
And they don't because things go badly.
Yeah. They the plane gets steered into some bad weather.
Yep.
And struck by lightning. And all the systems go down, and they have 10 minutes to find a place to land. And they land on a random remote island off of Thailand?
Near the Philippines.
And it just so happens that this island has no government presence, is run entirely by I don't know what.
Pirates, separatists,
Yes.
militias,
Yeah.
criminals.
Yeah.
It's criminal island.
It's the Australia of the Philippines.
Yep.
And hilarity ensues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of the twists of it is that there's a passenger on board this plane. He's a criminal.
Oh, no.
He has been on the run for 15 years, and he is being transported. He's finally been caught.
Right.
And but luckily there's only 14 other people on the plane.
Yeah. And only 2 of them want to take selfies with him.
Yep.
But yeah, the prisoner is Mike Coulter.
Yes.
Who we know from Luke Cage and Evil.
I know him from Luke Cage, and that's it.
And The Good Wife.
I know him from Luke Cage, and that's it.
He's wonderful.
Okay.
Even outside of Luke Cage, he's wonderful.
I mean, I liked him as Luke Cage, and I liked him in this movie.
Yeah, all right. So you got some homework to do.
Yeah. Evil intrigues me.
Yeah.
It feels like a show that I could have on in the background.
I think you would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only seen most of the first season.
Okay.
I think I've seen all but the finale of the first season. And there's 4 seasons, so I have a lot of homework to do as well.
Yeah.
But the first season is great.
Okay. Yeah.
At least up until up through the penultimate episodes.
Did you just forget?
I don't know what happens.
Okay. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
How many shows have I started that just I take a break for a day, and then next thing I know, I am scouring, looking for something to watch, and completely forgotten that I have already been started something.
Yeah.
Fucking streaming.
It's, out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
But yeah, so the guard who is with Mike Coulter dies in the crash, as does one of the flight attendants. And so they're sort of left to figure out what to do with him. And Gerard Butler decides, you know what, I'm going to go look for help, and I'm going to take this guy with me.
Yep.
Okay.
He says, if the guy runs, then, he's no longer their problem. They don't have to worry about him. And,
True.
If he doesn't, then, all the better for it.
I took it as so Gerard Butler's character was in the Royal Air Force, and he recognized Mike Coulter's pocket knife as being military.
Right.
So he's like, this guy has a code.
I mean, he's at the very least capable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't... He is the person least likely to be dragged upon this mission that won't die immediately.
It's true. Everyone else...
I mean, who else is there? Joey Slotnick?
I do like him. Very bald in this movie.
Super bald.
I kept, in towards the end, one of the bald characters gets shot, and I didn't know which one it was. Because I couldn't see their face. All I could see was they were bald.
Sure.
And it was not Joey Slotnick. It was not Jason Statham.
Oh, boy. I love this movie.
Okay. Yeah?
Yeah, I
All
did.
right.
I really did. I thought it did a good job of setting up the tension.
Yeah.
Giving, most of the characters, enough character
Mm-hmm.
so that even though there were two bald guys, we knew which one was which.
Right. Except for in wide shots.
Well, sure.
Or if their faces were obscured.
That's always going to screw you up. I mean, you can say the same for the evil militia that, inhabits the island. They all look the same. They all dress the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so maybe we're touching into like some racial stereotypes here that aren't great.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, they're killing a lot of people who just don't speak English.
Yeah. Lots of brown people.
Lots of brown people.
Yeah. But you know what? The passengers of the plane are all relatively diverse.
There is diversity among the passengers, yes.
Yeah. And they have gone way out of their way to explain to us that all the inhabitants of this island are bad people.
Right. It's true. It's true. Because they don't speak English.
Well, I mean, some of them do. Well, yes. I will say today is the day that I learned how to pronounce the language that they speak that I cannot actually pronounce now.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called.
I've seen it written out and think my head says that it's Tagalog.
Yes.
But that's not how it's
Is
pronounced.
it Tagalog?
Tagalog, I think.
Tagalog,
yes.
that's
Tagalog,
what it was,
yes.
Yeah, because we think of tagalongs, the Girl Scout cookies.
Yep, 100%.
Yes, at one point, Mike Coulter, who it seems like knows some of that language,
Yeah.
says it out loud in sort of a recriminating way towards Gerard Butler, like, you don't speak this, do you? Why didn't you hold on to the mic if you speak it?
Yeah.
Or the walkie-talkie, whatever.
He is the quiet, strong type.
He is, it's true.
He has no need to talk to anybody. Where did he go and what did he do during the time that he did escape?
I don't know.
Feels like there's a whole other movie there. Maybe that's the plot of Ship.
Maybe he finds a ship. And then is like, you know what? I'm going to come back to this.
Yeah.
I need to go find a big bag of money first.
Maybe it's not a sequel per se, it's a sidequel.
That'd be interesting. I did half expect it at some point to do like almost like a Clue, like, here's what you missed.
Right?
And then it just follows him. But no, I don't know. He followed from a distance and then he managed to overpower two guys and steal their machine guns.
Yep.
And then he cut off the sleeves of his shirt.
Sure.
Which, right move.
I mean, I think he changed shirts.
Did he change shirts?
Because I feel like he was wearing like a green shirt with like, a beige button-up. And then when he shows back up to save Gerard Butler, it's a white tank.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
To show off his guns, of course.
Obviously. Again, right choice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Attractive man.
Yep. Looks good with a beard.
Yes. Yes, he does. But yeah, no, I thought that was very weird. I think I laughed when he reappeared.
Yeah.
With multiple assault rifles.
I mean, there's a story there.
There is,
that
yeah.
They just don't tell us.
Yeah.
Honestly, I loved it for it.
I think he says, luckily I got the drop on these two guys.
Right.
And that's it.
Yep.
Like, was there a cut sequence to make this nearly 2-hour movie just a little shorter?
Yeah, I mean, it's 1:45.
Hour 47, yeah.
That's with long credits.
That's true. The credits are pretty long.
Yeah. I mean, so long and the fact that Peacock didn't immediately try to switch me over to like Law and Order.
Right. Hey, watch yourself, counselor.
I'm not saying anything bad about Law and Order.
Okay.
I'm just saying anything bad about the tendency for Peacock to immediately switch to something else.
Okay.
That they did not. I expected some sort of credit scene.
I definitely expected at least a mid-credits scene.
Right. And there was none.
No. They're saving it for the sequel.
Yep. Or sidequel.
Or sidequel. Oh, man. Yeah, I like Gerard Butler in this movie.
Yeah. I like that he got to use his real voice.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just like, I kept asking myself while we were watching, like, how old is this man? Like, he's got to be in his 50s at least, right?
I would assume, yeah.
And he's looking it a little bit. So, and it comes through in the character too. Like it was, I think after having watched so many fucking Fast and Furious movies, it was refreshing to see
a man his age,
an action star of, well, yeah, a man that age, acting his age.
For sure, yeah.
To a certain degree. And just like, there is vulnerability to that character that you don't get a lot of the time in these sort of mindless shoot-'em-up action movies.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that.
I did as well. I like that he is essentially the hero of this movie, but I mean, he's never the guy that mows down 1,000 other dudes, you know, and shrugs it off.
Yeah.
Like he is, like you said, like he is acting his age. He gets into at least one fight.
Yeah, like fist fight.
And it wins him like it would wind you or me.
That was such a great one take or one shot sequence.
Yeah.
Like just the fact that it was all in one shot was really cool.
Right.
But then like, yeah, you get a sense of how exhausted. It's not shot like an action movie.
No.
It's shot like this is a guy who is just fighting for his life.
Yep.
In way over his head, and then you feel his exhaustion at the end of that fight. It's great.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I really liked about this is that it does a good job of setting up what you think is going to be the cliche for everything.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a military background, and he was in the Royal Air Force in England, and his co-pilot has, a wife and daughter at home that, he's gonna go see them, after this trip. And,
yeah.
You're looking at everybody and you're just like, okay, this guy's gonna be, that guy's gonna die. This guy is gonna turn heel on everybody, etc., etc. But nobody does.
Yeah.
They the people who die are, when they die, it's surprising.
Yeah.
And also then you have Butler reacting to each one like the way people would act.
Yeah.
If you just saw somebody murdered or died needlessly. In other movies that would just be sort of shrugged off and, we gotta move on.
Yeah. I think, after that fight, Mike Coulter comes in with his multiple guns and is basically just let's just forget about it. You deal with it later. What he's feeling after having killed this guy who was trying to kill him. Yeah. And in a lot of ways, Mike Coulter's character is the stereotypical action hero guy.
Right.
And even criminal wrongly accused. He did murder, but it wasn't what we think. Dominic Toretto, basically.
Yeah.
And so having him there he's there as a counterpoint to Gerard Butler, and I think it works really well.
Right. Because they have similar backgrounds, as far as military service goes and all that, and But yeah, he is presented as he becomes the Rambo of this movie.
Yeah.
But the focus is never really on him. But then, yeah, even if he is, the circumstances of his crime are misunderstood, the fact that as soon as he sees the money, that at the first point he's going to run.
Yeah.
But he also sticks around and helps save everybody.
Yeah.
And then he runs.
Right. Yeah, so I think I said it was a real Han Solo move.
Yeah.
Not quite Han Solo, because Han Solo stuck around to get his medal.
Well, sure.
Oh, boy.
I mean, if anything, I think now that we're talking it out, I feel like his character might be the weakest character, but he's still good in it.
Yeah.
It's still enjoyable, and I think that there's just enough of him in the movie that now I'm just kind of, maybe a sequel won't work.
Yeah, I would imagine that a sequel would delve further into his backstory.
Right.
And yeah. I wonder, I can't imagine there would be carryover characters.
Right.
Other than him.
Right. I read that Gerard Butler will not be in it, or if he is, it's going to be a cameo or something like that. So, yeah, it'll, I would assume, primarily be focused on Coulter's character.
Yeah.
Which, good for him.
Heck yeah.
To carry a movie.
Yeah.
Get his own franchise, get that money.
Right?
I just hope it's good.
Yeah. I do too, yeah. Yeah, because then he can appear in future movies like Car and, the Segway and... Bicycle, motorcycle, fan boat.
He's going to need a mechanic for that.
That's right. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah, the ways in which it is not what you expect is what makes it actually interesting, because otherwise it's pretty sort of by the numbers.
Yeah. But it's a slow burn action movie.
It is definitely a slow burn, yeah.
Which, it's not something that you really... It's not something that gets made a lot.
Yeah.
Usually, it feels like this type of movie, it would be straight up action from almost the jump. But it takes a long while to get there.
Yeah.
And then after that, it feels worth the wait, and it builds up enough of the tension and enough of the characters that you give a shit when everything starts to go south.
Yeah. There's also an element of the movie that I thought would make you happy, which is the boardroom wranglings of the Trailblazer airline as they try and figure out where these people are and spin the PR and figure out how to rescue them. I thought about you and your not quite complaint about gravity. I was like, oh, this will make Eric happy.
I had that exact same thought. I was like, oh my god, is this going to turn into a legal drama now?
I would have loved it. So many civil suits.
And then we get Tony Goldwyn.
Yes.
Doing the Lord's work.
Right. Just coming in and being a boss.
Yeah. And also Paul Ben Victor is an actor that I really enjoy. He's the bald guy.
Oh, is he the other guy? Okay.
Yeah,
I recognized him.
Just pops up in a lot of things. He was in the TV show Invisible Man.
Okay.
As just like a put upon FBI agent.
Okay.
Who has to deal with the titular Invisible Man.
Naturally. I can never seem to find this guy.
Excuse me. I enjoyed those scenes as well, and there's not a ton of humor to this movie.
Yeah.
I did enjoy when the guy with the giant railgun sniper blew the fuck out of one of the bad guys.
Yeah.
That made me laugh.
That was humorous.
Yeah. Or my culture with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Doing
Jesus
sledgehammer
Christ.
shit.
Just fucking obliterating people.
All good for a chuckle. But I felt like the boardroom stuff kind of, was oddly enough the most lighthearted moments of the movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Despite the fact that they're looking for a missing plane and its passengers and having to deal with the PR repercussions.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Goldwyn's character, it just seems like a guy who's seen it all,
Yeah.
and doesn't give a fuck about any of it. It's just over it and there to get the job done. So
Right.
like, doesn't suffer fools, and that is a recipe for comedy
Yeah.
when he's surrounded by fools.
But also, he I think he's the type of guy that in a normal movie like this would be the guy that's like, nah, fuck them, they're gone, But
Yeah.
he's the guy that is doing his damnedest to make sure that they get back safe. And,
Yeah.
Kind of fighting for them, even though I think in real life that guy would just be, fuck them, they're gone.
Right. How much do we owe the families?
Right, yeah. Can we salvage the plane itself?
Right. Oh, capitalism.
It's fun.
Haha.
What a world.
Plane.
Plane.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what else to say about Plane. It was fun.
It's a lot of fun. I did really enjoy this, yeah.
I think my favorite part again was just like Gerard Butler, like the scene at the very end, like after they're all safe, and it's just him on the plane, and he like has his sort of emotional breakdown
Right.
about everything that just happened.
Right.
Like that's you don't see that
Very rarely.
in this movie
Yeah.
usually. So just like that was really powerful to me.
Yeah.
Like that felt good. That made me happy to have watched the movie.
That is not a thing that is usually in these. Usually it would be, he'd be loaded up onto the ambulance and, credits roll.
Right,
But,
yeah.
he takes a beat, he takes a breath, and the weight of everything he is finally allowed to breathe. And yeah, it's really good. It's things like this that make the first Die Hard work.
Yeah.
Like having your hero be human
Yeah.
and vulnerable and, take a shot or two.
Yeah.
And as much fun as the Fast movies are, it gets boring as hell when everybody's invincible.
Yeah.
You need something like this occasionally.
Yeah. I think even like Die Hard, like John McClane still just sort of quips the whole time.
Sure.
And he masks the whole time,
Yeah.
like whatever internal pain he's feeling. And so yeah, to see that was nice.
Yeah. It's as we know, I love a horror movie.
Yes.
But as I've gotten older, the more that I watch, and I still watch them, and I still think they're fun and they're fine. But I do stop occasionally and be just like, can't you just for a second grieve for the fact that you just saw your friend die?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, aren't you even the least bit sad? Come on.
I don't have time. Jason is right around the corner. Or Freddy, or Michael Myers, or
whoever. Yeah.
Scream guy.
Yeah. But, so yeah, it bothers me when that happens, and then people just keep going on, and then by the end of the movie, like, totally forgotten that their friends are dead.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, going back to what you said, it's nice to see a character in this type of movie no matter how brief and wordlessly it is, just sort of take that on for a moment.
Yeah. Well, and it is brief and wordless, which I feel like makes it more impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
That he's able to convey so much in that short amount of time with no words.
Right. Which also should just silence anybody who hates on Gerard Butler.
Yeah. Yeah.
For almost the sort of inverse of this performance, I would highly also recommend Den of Thieves.
Okay.
He plays an absolute scumfuck. At least in the first one, which I'm guessing probably carries on to the second one. I haven't seen it yet.
Sure.
But it's a human performance still.
Okay.
And it's basically like, what if, Captain Brody Torrance or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Was just the worst.
All right. Sounds like it could be fun.
It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it.
Oh, plane.
Train.
Automobile. Oh. Anything making you happy this week?
Oh, boy. Let's see. Still watching Twin Peaks. So dealing with that.
You say that like it's some sort of burden.
It's not. It's absolutely not. Still just really trying to impress upon my girlfriend. Don't expect answers.
Sure.
Gosh. Free Comic Book Day was last Saturday. That was fun. I had a little vacation there. That was also pretty nice. Picked up a couple comics. Daredevil Epic Collection.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Just in general, the last couple days have been pretty good. That's all I got to say about that.
We successfully scammed Target out of an Adam Strange action figure that you wanted.
Yes, we did.
That feels pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, nobody lost any money.
It's true. Yeah. It was a victimless crime.
Yeah. I don't know, just things and stuff.
Yeah.
I have one major regret is that I was going to go see a movie yesterday, but I was fucking exhausted and I just stayed home instead. So
yeah, that's fair. That's still a good use of a vacation day.
It really is. I figured, I've been for as little as I did, I felt busy.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted a day where I just sat on my ass and did not a goddamn thing. So
nice.
Mission accomplished.
Excellent.
What about you, sir?
I didn't have anything last week.
Right.
This week I have an abundance of a thing.
Okay.
And that thing is Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark was a Broadway musical that ran for 3 years, if you can fucking believe it.
What?
Yeah, it ran for a long time.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think it opened in 2011 and ran until 2014.
You are fucking lying.
I am not.
Fucking kidding me, man.
It is shocking.
No.
And that doesn't even count the 100-odd previews that they did of multiple versions of the show before it officially opened. It ran for years.
You have officially broken me. What?
So yes, directed, developed by Julie Taymor, with music by Bonobos and Fedge of U2. And the book for the play, or for the musical, was co-written by Julie Taymor and a guy named Glenn Berger, who, after all was said and done, ended up writing a book about the development and making and history of this debacle.
3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it was officially profitable.
Okay. Yeah.
But it ran for, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay. All right.
I know, it feels like the kind of thing, like, you heard so much about it.
Right.
That then it just disappeared and never actually happened.
Like I knew it happened, but I felt like it was like a month run.
Yeah.
And like so many people died in the production of it.
No one died.
That they just were like, and bad reviews, and like you said, the debacle of it.
Yeah.
Like I seriously, I thought it like ran for like a couple of months and that was it.
Yeah.
3 years.
I was shocked to learn that as well.
Holy shit.
But yeah, so I listened to the audiobook of Glenn Berger's book, Song of Spider-Man. And it was wonderful. He reads it himself, and once you get used to his voice, it's really fun. And also, like, you can feel sort of the blood and the sweat and the tears that went into putting this thing together and trying to make it the best that it could be, even if there were big parts of it that were sort of doomed from the start. And it was such an interesting story, and it was really well told, and I loved it. So after I finished listening to that book, I was like, well, I need to get the actual definitive take on Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. So I re-listened to the episode of You Talking U2 to Me about Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, which is actually just Scott and Scott, who have both read the book that I had just finished, shoddily recapping this book for an hour. And that was wonderful.
Oh, I mean, I know I listened to that whenever that came out, but don't they also just go into like the song aspect of it?
They
the
talk about
U2?
some of the songs, yeah. And I mean,
yeah.
they talk about, like, you get a sense throughout how like Bono and the Edge are invested in it, but they are also on the other side of the world touring with their bands.
Sure.
and
have other shit
making
going
actual
on.
making music that they're going to make a ton of money on. And,
Right.
yeah, so it's like they do talk more about the band's involvement than the rest of the book does.
Right.
But yeah, it was delightful. And I just missed you talking U2 to me. So after that, I was like, well, I need to hear these songs. So I listened to the soundtrack to Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
I didn't even know that there was a soundtrack available.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's I don't know what version of the show the songs are from,
Okay.
because there were I think most of it was the same songs that just sort of got shuffled around depending on what they were doing with the script at the time.
Uh-huh.
But like most of the songs just sound like U2 songs.
Okay.
Except for the Norman Osborn songs, which are magnificent. A Freak Like Me Needs Company is an excellent song. It's this weird, almost concept album-y, like U2 records that mostly just sounds like samey U2 songs. And then there's these two, just like the first song is like Norman Osborn sort of getting pissed off that there's this Spider-Man and it looks like his research was stolen to create him. And then it turns into like this weird military thing. And it's just, I mean, it's all over the place and it's nuts. But but it's really fun. And then A Freak Like Me Needs Company is where he is creating the Sinister Six. Because he needs company. So I listened to that today.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was like, okay, I want more of this. By which I mean Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark content.
Yes.
And so I read Brian Bendis' newest graphic novel, which is Fortune and Glory the Musical, which is about his very, 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 very brief involvement in the development of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Right.
And for Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark content, that was a little disappointing.
Okay.
Because his involvement basically amounts to like 3 phone calls and 1 in-person meeting with Julie Taymor.
All right.
And it's before anything even gets beyond just the concept stage. But it's also like about his history as a fan and like a comic book reader and the important part or the important role that like fandom has played in his life. And it's much more of like a memoir in that respect than I feel like I was expecting. And it was really nice.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you get to know him as a person. And I mean, he's always been pretty open, affable. Yeah. But yeah, like stories of going to hotel comic conventions when he was a kid in Cleveland, and it was a really good book.
Have you ever read the original Fortune and Glory?
It's been forever, but yes, I have. Yeah.
I mean, I think that was one of the first things I ever read by him, and outside of like Jinx or something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what really sold me on being a fan of his at the time. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, I've not checked out the musical yet, but yeah, maybe I will.
It's on Hoopla.
Okay.
If you still have access to Hoopla.
I do indeed.
Then there you go. Yeah. So yeah, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark is my whole personality today and probably for the next week or so.
All right.
I have had one of the songs from it sort of running through my head a little bit all day.
Is it A Freak Like Me Needs Friends?
It's not. It's Rise Above.
The Black Flag song?
No.
Okay.
Isn't that Rise Against?
No, it's Rise Above.
What's Rise Against? Is that a band?
That was a band.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Shit, did Bono and the Edge rip off Black Flag?
Maybe.
Or maybe they did a cover of the U2 song.
That'd be cool.
That would be kind of cool.
Or if U2 did the cover of the Black Flag.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. The whole thing also got me thinking, like, a Spider-Man musical is not a stupid idea. There is so much pathos in the story of Spider-Man and so much melodrama that it could be really cool.
I mean, that's probably why they continued to work on it for so long.
It's true.
Despite the fact that it never worked.
Right.
Even though it ran for 3 fucking years.
Well, I think... Once they finally got over the commitment to Arachne, the spider god, being a major element of it, that helps. Turn off the dark.
Turn off the dark. Spidey. Turn off the dark.
Do me a fucking favor. Turn off the dark. One of those guys writes Spider-Man now.
Yep. And one of them was in a tangentially Spider-Man related film.
Spider-Man adjacent. As a key character in Spider-Man's origin. Oh boy.
Do you have a movie in mind for next week?
I do.
Is it Spider-Man?
It's not. If there was a movie of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, I would absolutely watch it. But no, it is not Spider-Man or anything Spider-Man related.
All right.
I would like to watch... We've watched a few big, action-y chase movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Ambulance and plane. I would like to get away from vehicular movies.
Okay. All right.
For at least a week. And watch Taxi. No, I'm just kidding. The
show? Oh, I'm in.
Yes, the whole show. No, I would like to watch, and this is a movie that I've seen. You may have heard of it. It was directed by Bob Odenkirk in the early 2000s. It's called Melvin Goes to Dinner.
I have not heard of it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it was a very small indie movie that I saw when I was in college and remember really liking, and it's been forever. And I just recently found a copy of it on DVD because it's not available to watch anywhere.
All right.
So let's break in my DVD copy of Melvin Goes to Dinner.
Absolutely. That sounds awesome. I thought you were going to say Run, Ronnie, Run when you said Bob Odenkirk.
No thanks. Perfect.
Right. Melvin Goes to Dinner.
All right.
Okay.
Next week.
Sounds good.
And until then, travel safely, keep flying the friendly skies, and we hope you find what you're looking for, and keep living your life a quarter mile at a time. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our websites view.guttertrash.net or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.